Alright, there we go. Yeah. Okay, Morgana first ban. Morgana really annoying champion. I don't feel like she has really any bad matchups mid lane. She can be flexed to support as well. So Drexel D2 Dragoons actually loses some first phase bans here because they're using an E sub, so
Who's the E sub for them? Is it the jungler?
yes, it is the jungler.
Okay.
The Grandmaster player.
Grandmaster, by the way.
Yeah, he's Grandmaster, so...
So are you saying that the team with Grandmaster, which is it Drexel, is gonna win?
Now...
Is that what you're implying?
I've seen some things before. Okay? Now, just because he's Grandmaster doesn't mean the game's immediately lost.
Okay, okay. Well, what you're saying is they have an advantage.
If it was solo queue, I'd tell you the game was lost. But this isn't solo queue.
Fair enough. Well said, well said. So, we have Roman Esports taking off Morgana and Lucian. Now, with Drexel D2, or Drexel 2, do they lose all first phase bans?
They either lose 2 or 3? I'm not exactly sure. It's either 2 or 3, man.
Okay. So it looks like they are going to get one ban out of the first phase, and they're going to lose another ban second phase. So what do you think of that Vlad ban there?
Vlad... sorry about that. Vlad is a really strong, like I said, a really strong champion. Really good flex top and mid. He does have a slow early game, but his mid and late is really strong. You know, after he hits 2-3 items, the champ kind of pops off. He has a strong side lane, but he's also really good in skirmishes and team fights with his ulti and his E. And he can mitigate a lot of damage with his pool. So.
Yeah, absolutely, I definitely like the Vlad ban here. Vlad's so annoying to deal with. Silas again, there it is again. I'm telling you, man, I've seen this Silas played a lot these last 2 weeks.
The champion is just super versatile, right? And champ's really versatile. He also has a strong side lane with a decent team fight, depending on whose ulti steals. So. We see Thresh Jhin picked up. Not a lot of Jhin. I haven't seen a lot of Jhin, but I do think Jhin is a champion that... Jin's one of those champs that mostly they provide damage for their team, right? And champs like that, it's either, they're like ending or they're like 1v9 in the game, you know? The Thresh does bring a lot of utility. I remember in our first stream game ever, we had like the world's greatest Thresh, lanterning his jungle Darius in, flashing on the enemy, for the easiest plays ever. So.
Oh, I heard about that. Was it spectacular? Was it as great as they say it was?
Nutty game, nutty game. We just see Sejuani and Sivir now. Sivir really safe laner, good for mid game because her wave player is ridiculous. And so she's good for late game team comps because she's able to just clear the way for her team. Sejuani, really good gank potential. We actually see the Sejuani Kayn matchup again this game.
Yep.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Another thing to point out here is the ultis that Silas will have at his disposal. You have the Thresh ulti, the Jhin ulti, and then the Kayn ulti. Those are 3 pretty useful ults for him. Especially the Thresh ulti with the Sejuani ulti combined. I feel like that's a lot of CC. I'm curious to see what they will respond with that. Especially with Morgana being off the table here.
Not exactly sure what it works. You're just a resident support player. What would you pick into a Thresh?
Into a Thresh, man? Morgana, dude, but Morgana's off the map. Another annoying support to deal with. I would say, honestly, Nautilus, just because he just gets in the way of everything.
Yeah.
Nautilus once again at the top tier support. Let's see how they respond. What would you play in the Thresh?
I don't play support, so I'd pick like Lux and KS my AD carry.
Lux, oh my god, you're one of those guys.
Okay, we get Renekton picked up. Yes, I love me some Renekton, dude.
Renekton into Silas, how do you feel about that?
I'm pretty sure that's a winning lane for Renekton. Because early game Renekton just wins everything. Doing Renekton stuff, trading with you for half your HP is cool.
And we see Yuumi being played here. Have not seen the Yuumi played in this Aatrox. Is that...
Okay, so it's probably gonna be Aatrox top, Silas mid, if I had to guess.
Wow, let's see how that turns out.
See the last counter pick here. It's for mid lane, something with the Silas. Please don't dodge. Orianna. Okay, interesting. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about. Yuumi, this is the first time we've seen Yuumi so far, mostly because she was banned in the first week, and this is the second week now, so she's open. But Yuumi Sivir sounds really annoying to me, because Sivir can just spell shield everything, and then Yumi's gonna sit on top of her and give her the shields and the healing. For the side of Roman Esports, they also have triple teleport going down, so they're gonna have a lot of map pressure. And Sejuani, just like last game, is gonna look for early plays. So I think the early aggression from the Sejuani and the Silas, the utility from Yuumi, and the safeness that Sivir gives you, with the engage from and utility from her ultimate, and the wave clear as well is extremely important in this matchup. And then on Drexel D2's side, we have the Jhin for late game insurance and the Kayn as well for mid and late game insurance, as well as getting some easy picks in skirmishes. Orianna as well has a ball delivery system with the Renekton. When the Renekton kind of dives onto the back line and hits the R button, Orianna just kind of ults on top of him, and that's going to rip apart people. Most interesting is his top lane matchup. I think Aatrox is a pretty nutty champion right now. I think mid and late game he really shines. You know, he gets one kill and he just pops off. He kills everyone in the team fight.
Definitely.
But his early game is really weak, and Renekton being possibly the strongest early game in the game, I think Renekton needs to look to smash Aatrox early game to make him so that he's not relevant until a lot later than normal. And I think that's what Kayn and Renekton need to be focusing on right now. Like the first 5-ish, 5 to 8, maybe 10 minutes of the game, they need to stop the Aatrox, and the bot lane shouldn't be a threat for the Jhin because he's against Sivir Yuumi, so bot lane should be fine. The mid lane is going to be a little hard for Orianna because she's just going to get dove on by the Silas, but...
So what would you say the X factor this game will be for each team?
I think blue side needs to make sure the Aatrox doesn't fall off early. Sejuani needs to find a lead for mid or top. Bot lane should be able to find their own. They should be kind of left on an island this game. They should be fine bot lane. And then red team needs to get the Renekton snowballing early, and then with the Renekton snowballing early, they'll be able to propel their Jhin, Orianna, and Kayn for the late game, because all of those champions scale really well.
Absolutely. Now we did see last week where we saw Renekton be a major factor in both of those games that we streamcasted last week. Renekton got the early lead early on, and then just flooded that lead into other lanes. Curious to see if Drexel D2 can apply that same pressure going into this game.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
I'm a Renekton enthusiast, so.
No, okay. I dig it, bro. I dig it. Not a fan of Renekton myself, though.
I mean, champ's fun to play, does a lot of damage, so kind of brain dead, so
Brain
I'm
dead.
all about it. All about it, yeah.
More brain dead than Master Yi.
Honestly. Who do you have winning this game, Shockwave?
Man, I was really impressed with Roman Esports top laner Steel, so I'm gonna go with Roman Esports this game because I like their comp better. What about you?
I think I'm also gonna agree with you. I think the Aatrox is just too strong in the middle late game, and I think Sivir Yumi is just gonna be ridiculous for sure. And if Sejuani is really able to get going, I think it's gonna be extremely hard for Drexel to play the game. On the same side, though, I mean, it's not like Drexel's in a bad position here. You know, as long as the Renekton gets going. If the Renekton gets going, Drexel can easily win this game, I'll say.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second here, please. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here we are. Game 2 of Week 2. Roman Esports versus Drexel D2.
Alright.
So what do you think will be different this game since we're seeing the Sejuani and Kayn matchup again?
I mean, I'm sure they weren't watching last game, but since Kayn has a priority lane topside this game, like, you know, I know the Silas was winning against the Kennen last game, but Renekton is super prio into this Aatrox matchup. I think Kayn is going to be focusing top and mid. Now I think he can get a lead for his bot lane, but it's going to be really hard to gank Sivir Yumi, I feel. And that's really the point of the Sivir Yumi lane, is to kind of neutralize so that their team can focus on the top and mid side. And I think Kayn is going to have to replicate that by going top and mid.
Now we do have Kayn buying items this game, so maybe that'll
That'll help a little bit. Maybe that was the good luck charm last game. Maybe that's how Drexel won. They didn't buy any items on the Kayn.
Would you say Korean strats or no?
Yeah, that's the he's smurfing on us.
Next level. Oh,
they're looking for the engage here onto the Kayn, but they're not gonna find anything. Yeah, some BM coming up from him. He's gonna spin on him.
Grandmaster, by the way.
Grandmaster, by the way. Yeah. Grandmasters don't forget to buy items, apparently.
Okay.
I didn't touch on any runes here. Once again, we do see Aftershock from Silas, completely fine. One thing I do see that kind of surprises me is the Jhin is not running Electrocute. I have seen a lot of Jins recently. They go, you know, the double IE, triple IE cheese Korean build, and they take Electrocute to like do 1 billion damage. But I'm sure Fleet Footwork is still perfectly fine.
So we see Orianna just auto-attacking Silas to death there. How do you feel about this mid lane matchup?
Now I love Orianna. Great champion. I think she can very easily get pressured by the Silas early. But kind of just level 1, level 2, because, you know, it's range into a melee matchup, she's gonna have the priority here, I think, for the first base, at least. Until the first base. You know, Orianna also has that auto attack passive that makes her auto attacks like deceptively strong, so.
Okay, so Thresh getting out traded there, and Silas is still getting poked down.
He's gonna take him really low here. It's gonna be really tough for him. Orianna can really look to zone him out from a lot of the CS now with his health total that low. A lot of skirmishes coming up to the top lane. Renekton gonna get taken to half his HP. Never mind what I said about Renekton beating Aatrox early, guys. Apparently I don't know what I'm talking about.
Aatrox is just broken currently. Early on.
I really feel like the D shield was a mistake.
For Aatrox or?
For Renekton, you know. That's one of those champions you just kind of go ham on. I feel like the D-Blade would have been better, but...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Wow, a lot of early aggression from the Aatrox.
And Watching Steel last week, he definitely likes to keep pressure on the top side of the map. Very aggressive laner. Curious to see how he will do this game versus a Renekton. We have the...
Silas is really low here. He might actually go down. He looks at the trade onto the Orianna, hits the hook, gets the heal from her, so he's not really that low anymore. Gonna be about even. That Yumi-Q does a lot of damage.
So we have a TP being used from Drexel, and another TP being used from Roman. TP advantage still falls under Roman Esports. They do have 3 TPs. Available.
That's another big reason why I picked Roman as the favorites for this game. I think triple teleport is just... I mean, we say triple teleport, but it really is like quadra teleport, right? Because Yumi's gonna attach to someone, so...
And then here we go with the Kayn ganking this Silas here.
I think he's just gonna get taken down here. He gets the heal onto the Orianna, tries to flash away, but Kayn's gonna flash to follow, and he picks up the kill. Orianna did have to use her heal there, but we see Kayn, Silas uses his teleport to get back to the lane there, so he's gonna miss out on some of the CS. Kayn already picking up an early lead here for himself. We're just back to CS and
chilling, just casually getting gold. How do you feel about this Yumi champion?
I think she's really obnoxious in the sense that her early game, like her landing phase, isn't that great. I mean, she has the healing and she has the shields, which it really... In the later game, the healing and the shielding is ridiculous, I think. And the engage from her ulti as well. We see Kayn with the lane gank here, sits in the bush and waits for the Aatrox to step up. He's gonna flash away. He's not gonna go down here. But Kayn getting more stacks for his Ross, which is really good. I think on the Yumi point, her landing phase is okay, but I think where she really shines is when she attaches herself to, like the Aatrox or the Sejuani. And as hard as Aatrox is to kill already, I mean, he's just gonna be 15 times harder to kill with the Yumi on top of him.
Yeah.
And when you get engaged on by the Sejuani and she ultis you when you can't move your champion, and Yumi's also there to ulti on top of it, it's going to be really hard for anyone on the red side to move.
Here comes
Renekton's
Kayn.
gonna
Counter kick. Oh.
For the 2v2. Kayn comes in, yeah, for the counter gank. They're able to pick up the kill onto the Sejuani. Renekton does a lot of damage. They're hitting the Aatrox here, but they're not going to be able to find the kill onto him. Lots of early aggression from both teams here. Renekton able to pick up a small lead for himself there. Kayn's lead only growing.
We see Kayn re-engaging on this top side here.
Yeah, we get the repeat gank here from Kayn onto the Aatrox. Aatrox gonna look for the kill onto the Renekton. He's not gonna find it.
He is 6.
He does turn on the Kayn. He does have 6. He's really strong. He has his minions to help him out. He's able to pick up the kill onto the Kayn, just barely. That's gonna be really big for him.
And then Roman is getting the Ocean Drake, I believe is what I saw there.
Yeah, they did see the Kayn die on top side, so the Ocean Drake is going to get picked up for them for free, pretty much. In fact, it's better than free because Aatrox was able to find the kill into Kayn, so...
Definitely worked out in his favor.
Aatrox gonna look for the dive here onto Renekton, actually able to pick up that kill. Like I said, Aatrox does a lot of damage. Forget what I said about him losing early. Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about.
We have
he's up 20 CS now.
Yo, flexing those muscles like I'm the better top lane, bro. And bot lane engaging.
Oh, the HUD goes down. Here's the Yumi ulti. Lantern's out from Jhin, so nothing gonna be found there. It's both ulti cooldowns used for Roman Esports. So Kayn could look for something, potentially bot lane now. With the Yumi all and the Sivir all gone.
Okay, so far it's been a pretty even game overall. Pretty even gold.
Yeah, the only big lead we see here is the top lane, right?
Yeah, significant.
I want to take a look at the gold graph there. We're looking at a 1300 gold lead for Aatrox. Silence is really getting chunked down in this mid lane. Alright, I might look to get the solo kill now. Silence is gonna recall. Aatrox is a unit? Yeah, for sure. That guy's so huge right now. Look at that damage.
Kayn once again coming in to engage on this Aatrox to see if they can make something happen. Red smites the Aatrox.
V1. When anything gets pulled back by the Aatrox W. His ulti does run out, but Sejuani's here for the counter gank. Sun does land onto the Kayn. He has to flash away. Renekton's there to try to help out. Sun lands onto him as well. They're going to find the auto attack. He almost goes down, but not quite.
That damage by Aatrox, man. He does have Black Cleaver completed. Man, that dude's just dishing out some DPS.
Yeah, he does do the deeps. Silas is still getting chunked out in this mid lane. I feel like Orianna could totally look for the skill there. Shockwave doesn't come out close. Doesn't come out fast enough. Silas is able to dash away from that one. And now Roman is doing this Rift Herald. They are spotted by this Renekton, but it's already so low. I don't think Drexel will be able to apply. It does go down flash play from the Thresh onto the Sivir. Hook does land.
Should be a secure kill.
Yeah, ulti does come out as well. Try to slow the Sivir here down a little bit. Shot does miss. First shot does land onto the Sivir. Kill picked up for Jhin. And the other kill is going to go to the Kayn. Kayn actually has Rost now, so failed to mention that earlier, but he's going to be significantly stronger now.
And bye-bye Kitty.
Now Drexel able to pick up an early lead here. Up about 2k gold now. Silas is here to maybe try to find something onto the Kayn, but it looks like he's going to get turned on. Oh, we're not going to look for the kill. Death sentences the minion. They're going to keep looking for this tower. Now Sejuani making the play topside, puts the Rift Herald down to maybe try to trade top tower. Silas is here. He tries to contest. His team's here to back him up. Sivir looking for the return kill onto the Kayn, but it's not going to be enough. Aatrox and Sejuani is still pushing that top side. I think he can't really do anything here. So Sejuani does land the ulti onto the Renekton. They're going to go on top of him. He pops the ultimate. Maybe looking for the 2v1 here. Able to stun the Aatrox, flashes away to safety.
Oh, close.
Sejuani actually almost going down as well there. Aatrox actually finding the flash, hits the W onto the Renekton and walks away a little prematurely.
Let's see.
They do find the tower.
See how Ori responds here.
Yana walking up into this Aatrox. I'm not sure exactly if she wants to do that. Aatrox pops the ulti. Second Q misses. Gonna keep looking. Third Q hits, but it's not a lot of damage. W down into the Orianna. Hooks her back in. Stopwatches the Q, and she's gonna be out of there. And Sejuani was also not able to find the kill onto the Renekton, so he's gonna walk out with his life. But they do pick up both top turrets.
Yeah, we see Roman Esports just definitely outmaneuvering Drexel here.
I mean,
Two
yes, the
towers
Kayn
on
is...
the top line.
Oh, see another engage here in the bot lane. You'll be ulti. Hard to dodge, and it stuns you for a long time, so Jhin goes down there for free. Looks like Roman is gonna look for the Infernal Dragon.
They do have Prio here. So now 13 minutes in, what do you think that Drexel has to do to turn this game around in their favor?
Okay, I think the Kane is really strong on the side of Drexel. I don't think that the Jin is out of the game yet. He definitely still has a shot here. He's not too behind the Sivir. The Orianna is definitely up on the Silas for sure. So I think the big players for Drexel are still online. You know, the Kane, the Orianna, and the Jin are still on. But their early game kind of play with the Renekton has not worked out because of, I don't know, the strength of Aatrox and the counter ganks from Sejuani were just too much. And then Sejuani made the counter play top side to get the 2 towers. So I think Renekton has kind of fallen into a hole here. And once Renekton is in kind of this deep of a hole, I mean, how much gold is he down now? He's
Quite
down
a bit.
about 40. Yeah, he's down about 2,400 gold. So I don't really think there's any coming out of this for him. I think him and Kane to try to be the ball delivery for Orianna. Renekton just needs to look for stun on priority targets. Maybe try to peel the Aatrox off of Jin might be an option for him. But he's not going to be doing much anymore in this game, I feel like.
No, definitely agree. Thing with Renekton, I feel like, in my opinion, if he falls off early or doesn't go even, or for that matter, gets ahead early on, with the comp that Roman is running, I don't feel like he'll be able to do much besides just try to peel, or like you said, stun priority targets.
Yeah. Now let's see a skirmish going on into the blue side jungle.
Ooh, that shockwave!
Able to find 3 members there. Sivir and Sejuani do go down early. Steel is trying to pick up these kills for his team, but he's not able to find the damage. Death Sentence doesn't land onto Yumi, but it doesn't matter. She's able to go down here. And now Roman able to find a good fight for themselves. I think, you know, I'm sorry, Drexel able to pick up a good fight there. Roman, I think, overextended too much into the jungle there, looking for some damage onto this mid lane tower.
Yeah, definitely. They were clustered up there, set up Orianna perfectly for a shockwave there. She got the 3-man shockwave, and then the rest was history. It looks like Silas is going to get caught out here in the top side of the map.
Kane is running him down here. I think he's just going to go down, hits the W. He's really tanky. Uses Kane on Kane. He's going to go down flashes, actually. I think that was a waste, but...
So we see here Drexel turning it around in their favor. Not that they were out of the game to begin with. Tower-wise, let's see. They're still down towers, but the gold is significantly on their side now.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that last fight?
I think that was Roman overextending and kind of not respecting Drexel. I mean, yes, they're up objectives here. You know, they were up 2 towers. I'm sorry, 3 towers at the time. And they were up 2 dragons. But they have to remember that, you know, the strongest players on Drexel are not weak. So they can't really disrespect them like that. But you see the teleport coming out. Another big fight going down here. Yumi ulti is going to find some targets. Aatrox gets bursted down. Sivir maybe stepping up a little too much here. Gets death sentence. She dies. Sivir ulti does land onto Orianna, but it's not going to be enough. Root hits, but it doesn't actually root the Silas. And then we have some split focus here. Jin's on the Silas, but the rest of the team is chasing down the Sejuani. And this is another case of Roman just overextending, right?
Absolutely.
Like I said, the strongest players on Drexel are not weak, and now they're extremely strong now. I mean, the Kane is 4-1. The Orianna is 3-0. Recently completed her core items there. The Jin looking to start his second IE now. And if you look at your carries on the side of Roman, I mean, the Silas is not doing well. Hasn't even completed his boots yet. Same for the Sivir. And while the Sivir Yumi combo might be extremely good for the utility, it doesn't provide a lot of damage in the first place. It really is up to the Silas and the Aatrox to be dishing out the damage in these fights.
Now Sivir did burn Flash to try to kill the Thresh. Definitely backfired on her.
Renekton gonna dash onto the Aatrox. Sejuani looking to get the stun onto the Kayn, but she's just going to get ran down by the 4 members here. Kayn ulties her, able to pick her up. And now he goes on to the Sylas. Orianna does have ball. Not going to use Shockwave though, but they're able to pick up the Sylas with ease. Flash comes out from Kayn, not able to find the W. We do see Yuumi and Aatrox running for their lives here. Yuumi ulti does come out, try to stop the Kayn. Aatrox does turn, gets a lot of damage down. Close to killing him, but it's not going to be enough for Redemption to come out. He's able to get the heal. And now Renekton is there for the ball delivery system. He's on to Death Sentence lands. Yeah, now he's just going to get eaten alive by these members here. Yep.
Meanwhile, top side, you have Sivir taking top tower. It is a tier 3.
The Inhib tower was taken by Sivir there, which gives them some momentum. But at this point, there isn't much that Roman can do to kind of claw back out of this. The game with the team with the later scaling comp has gotten significantly ahead here. Now a 4K gold lead, almost 5K for Drexel D2 Dragoons. If we take a look at the gold leads here, individual gold leads, we still see that the Aatrox is still up 1,500 gold about. The Kayn is up 2,200. Mid lane is also up 2,200. The Jhin is up 1,100, and the Thresh is up 800. So, I mean, winning in gold in almost every lane. And the Renekton, surprisingly, has been, kind of doing something for his team here. Able to find the stuns, able to be an annoyance in the back line. Picking up a few kills for himself so that he's not too behind the Aatrox, but
absolutely. Now we don't want to see another repeat of last game. We do have shutdown goals on Kayn and Orianna. Hopefully that Drexel does not give up that gold and gives Roman Esports a chance to get back in this game.
Orianna might be stepping up too much here. They don't look for the engage. Jhin completing his second Infinity Edge, so he's now twice as strong, because that's how that works.
Then one thing to note here is the TP advantage. Actually, no, take that back. Renekton does have TP. So yeah, not much Roman Esports can do here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Roman needs to look for, small slight advantages that they might get. We see Kayn going really aggressive onto the Sejuani here. Jhin ulti does come down. Renekton is going to look onto this back line. He's able to stun the Sivir, but he doesn't have the damage. Sivir turns for the fire onto him, able to pick up the Renekton. Sejuani from over the wall goes onto the Kayn. Kayn does ulti, gains all of his HP back, because that's ridiculous. And now Aatrox and Sejuani both go down. Yuumi gets sliced up in the back line as well. Sivir is just getting ran down by Kayn. And that's another good fight for Drexel. We see Sylas trying to get something for his team here in this mid lane tower, but he's not going to have the damage to take that down.
And I was watching that, I thought I was going in favor of Roman Esports, but just too much. Drexel just packing too much heat.
I mean, I agree, right? Roman were able to find... Okay, here we go. Play does land onto the Sylas. He tries to get away, tries to flash out. But like I said, Jhin, double IE here, that execute does a lot of damage. He's very easily able to burst down the Sylas. Like I said, Roman needs to find, something. They needed to find something, any advantage they could get to try to get back into this game. But here we see they overextend again. They're in Drexel's blue side jungle again. And again, they get caught in a 3v5 kind of fight. And they looked like they were turning it for the first portion there. Renekton getting kind of bursted down by the Sivir and the Yuumi. And Sejuani going over the wall to try to help her teammates. But in the end, it's just not going to be enough damage. Kayn heals for a ridiculous amount. He healed back pretty much up to full HP. Orianna does a ton of damage. Jhin does a ton of damage. So in the end, they weren't able to find anything.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, so let's see if Drexel will close this game out with a Baron. Or Roman Esports just fighting for their life here. Almost an 8, is that 8k gold lead on Drexel?
Yes, almost an 8k gold lead. It's like over an 8k gold lead. Now Drexel just needs to catch up in these towers that they've lost on their top side. And they will be golden for the rest of this game. Roman needs to find something onto this Jhin or the Orianna. You know, some kind of burst damage. Maybe an ulti with the Sejuani with the Aatrox there to burst somebody down. But Death Sentence lands onto the Sejuani. She's gonna get CC'd by the Kayn. Gets 4-shotted by the Jhin. She goes down. Kayn looking for more. Hits a knock-up onto the Aatrox. Both Darkins duking it out here. Aatrox gonna go over the wall. Knock-up does land onto the side as he gets blown up. Yuumi able to hit the root onto 2 members here.
There are shutdown golds here.
Orianna, there are some shutdowns going down, but I really don't feel like that's gonna matter here.
Drexel just too much that damage.
The Kayn with these knockups, he keeps finding them, and not only is it just a form of CC, but it also does 1 billion damage because the Kayn is 8-1 here. The Orianna as well coming up big in that fight with her ball on top of the Kayn, and tearing up NSG's Roman's front line. So
yeah, absolutely. I don't see how Roman comes back for this. We did see another throw last game, so you know, I don't know if they can come back from an 11k gold deficit here, but we'll see.
11k gold down. I've seen TSM be 80k gold down and still win, so if they can do it.
TSM, baby, TSM.
TSM. Can I get some TSMs in the chat, please?
They're like, nah, bro. They don't want none of that TSM stuff.
They don't want no TSMs. Come on, guys. You guys are trolling.
Okay, so let's see here. Not much going on. Everyone's just barbecuing in the jungle here, having a party.
I mean, if you're Drexel, you're having a great time right now. I'd be having a great time. They're gonna look to try to catch this Aatrox out, and I think they're gonna find him. We'll see if the Kayn lands a knock-up. Flash comes out from Aatrox, able to dodge that one. Yumi's here to try to help him out. Hits the heal. Yumi pops the ulti as well. On the Hunt is used from Sivir. For what reason, I do not know. But it is used.
Okay, so let's see.
Kayn onto the backline. Death Sentence sits onto the Sejuani again. She's going to flash away. Renekton onto the backline now. Jhin does 1 billion damage, able to burst down the Aatrox, get the kill on the Sejuani here. This looks like this is going to be the end of the game. Sylas also goes down. Kayn does go down to the Sivir. Renekton also able to die to the Sivir as well, but Drexel tearing apart Roman Esports here.
Just
the Orianna
dissecting
is
piece by
so
piece.
big, 11-0 in this game. Oh, we saw her damage onto the backline there as well, coming out with the shockwave and the dissonance. She rips people apart, that's for sure. She hasn't even built her death cap yet. That's how much damage she's doing. Jhin working towards his 3rd Infinity Edge, so he's going to be 3 times as strong off this recall.
It looks like the next fight should be the winner, or should be the end of the game. Let's see, how much till Baron spawns?
Baron should be up. Really soon. Yep. We'll be up.
So let's see, Drexel D2 might be looking to just take Baron and the game here. Roman Esports is still trying to stay alive. Not sure how maybe they'll have something in the magic trick here, magic box, and come out with the W.
They need to find a pick and snowball that into a team fight win and pick up this Baron. That's the only way. But I don't think they're gonna find anything, to be honest. Jhin solo ulting the Yuumi, chunks her for 90% of her HP. She's gonna go back and recall. Sad that Jhin wasn't able to get the kill here. He did blow his ultimate, but hey. Now they're just looking for priority on this Baron.
Yeah, Aatrox does have TP, so does Sivir and Silas. Silas on the top side of the map here. And there goes Drexel starting Baron.
It's getting melted really fast here. Jin does have force shot for his own smite. It's gonna take him really low here. Yeah, Roman can't contest this, so honestly, I don't think there's much Roman can do anymore. Sejuani's gonna look for something, goes onto the Renekton. None of her team's there to back her up though. On the other side of the fight, we see Kayn is on the Aatrox. Sivir does pop on the hunt. They go onto the Kayn here. He pops his ultimate onto the Sejuani and she goes down. Aatrox bursts down the Silas and he dies immediately. A billion damage gets thrown onto the Aatrox and he goes down as well. Some BM coming out from the Kayn there, but hey.
Grandmaster, by the way.
Grandmaster, by the way. Remember what I said about Grandmasters auto-winning?
Yep.
No, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And the Renekton versus Aatrox top lane as well.
No.
It's all good, man.
Hey man, if you hit tab at the end of the game and you see the Aatrox is 2-7 and the Renekton is 4-3, what would you think?
I don't know what I would think.
I mean, the Aatrox definitely did win the matchup, but
yeah, it's
here.
good game from both teams here. Unfortunately for Roman, unable to secure the win. Let's take a look at the charts here.
The deeps.
The deeps, and we have Kayn with 31k damage here over everybody else. Most damage in the game. Princeton, how do you feel, or who would you say the MVP of this game would be?
For red side, it's gotta be between Kayn and Orianna. I'd probably say Kayn, the MVP for this game. What do you think?
I would say Kayn. He did provide a lot of pressure on the map, a lot of good ganks. But Orianna, man, was just hitting some pretty awesome shockwaves that game. So I'm just gonna have to give it to Orianna. That shockwave early on in the bottom side of the map, towards the pixel bush, I feel like that's where things kind of just started going downhill for Roman Esports. So for my pick here, I would say Orianna MVP of this game.
Okay.
Overall though, good game from both sides for sure.
Yeah. I think Roman kind of fell apart a little bit after getting the small lead with the Rift Herald. I think they definitely could have looked to pressure the mid lane there, but after they lost that one skirmish, things kind of fell out of hand. The Orianna was just so strong coming into the mid game after picking up those kills that it was kind of ridiculous,
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take a look here. Anything else you want to point out there, Princeton?
I always like to look at the vision score. Oh wow, look at Thresh with that 72 vision score. Nice.
Yeah, Thresh definitely controlling vision of the map, and that is pretty impressive due to the fact that I feel like the towers went down early for Drexel. He managed to have a higher vision score than the Yuumi for whatever reason.
I'm actually surprised the Orianna didn't do more damage to champions than this. Well, I guess the Aatrox and the Sivir do have a lot of AoE, but so does the Orianna. Orianna able to burst down a lot of people in the later game, but yeah. Alright, so I think we'll go ahead and give the MVP to Orianna for this game. For some nutty shockwaves and one-shotting everybody on the enemy team. So I think that's gonna close off week 2, game 2 here. Roman Esports versus Drexel D2 Dragoons. Well played from both sides. Grandmaster, Jungler, GG, well played.
GG, well played. So with that being said, I think we are going to wrap it up tonight. Once again, guys, if you haven't hit that follow button for us, feel free to give us a follow. We do appreciate your support. Princeton, my guy, once again, always a pleasure to stream with you.
Yep.
And yeah, until next week, guys, you guys have a good weekend and take care.
Yep. Catch you guys later.